So to sew the upper part is very easy. What I'm going to do is just take this to the machine, and this is the front. Just in case you're using satin, it's going to be front to front, but if it's lining, just place it this way. So just sew it. Place the front of the fabric will be in the inside, then sew the necklines, after which I will top stitch. I will notch and top stitch. Then for this back piece, still the same thing. Place it this way, and with the help of a pin, secure this before taking it to the machine. So I will sew the necklines. After sewing it, I will notch and top stitch. And for the back piece, I will do this step by step so that you can understand how to do this. So, but I'll start with sewing the necklines, after which I will notch and top stitch. Please ignore the rain sound if you can hear it. It just started raining, but I want to continue making the video. So when I say notch and top stitch, this is what I mean. So this is the necklines. This is for the back piece, and this is for the front piece. So when I say notch, it means to cut. It's very close to the thread. Be careful not to cut, just so that the curve relaxes like this. You know, just cut close, but be careful not to cut the thread that you have sewn. You know, cut. So this is what I mean by notch and top stitch, just in case we have like a beginner here who doesn't know how to do this. So do this, is really important. So you always notch any curve you sew. Just notch so that it relaxes. So top stitching is now taking this to the machine and sewing on this. This fabric is going to be on the lining side. Very important. Going to top stitch. Automatically to just bend to that side, just sew on it to relax more. Sew it this way, down, down, down to this end, just like this. So I will also notch the front piece like this. This is a proper curve and requires that you notch. So when you're notching, please be careful. Sometimes your scissors might play a fast one on you and put you into trouble. If you mistakenly cut the thread, you're going to have to cut another one. So top stitching this one as well is, please ignore the rain sound if you can hear it. So this one is this way as well. Take it to the machine, and you know, it's going to automatically face the lining, and then you sew on this just like this all the way down to the end. So I'll do that quickly. So this is it after top stitching. The next thing would be to iron it so that what I have sewn now will relax. So this is the front and the back piece. The back piece is also top stitched. I'm going to also iron this. Then after ironing, I will join the two shoulders like this. This is the front piece. I'll place the front piece like this, and this one is here, supposed to be here. So I will join the two shoulders like this. Match fabric to fabric and lining to lining. I will join the shoulders like this. I'll do the same to this side. It's not hard, just place it like this, fabric to fabric and, you know, lining to lining, and join. So I'll iron it and also join the shoulders before continuing. So I have joined the two shoulders, left and right. Here, the two shoulders have been joined. So the next thing to do is to close up the back. See this part of the back? So what I'm going to do is to do this. I'm going to fabric slightly over lining, take it down like this, and do the same to the other side. Fabric over lining, fabric slightly over lining, I'll sew it down. So I'll sew fabric over lining, I will sew it's 1/4 of an inch. And then when I get here, I'll curve it. When I get here, I'll curve it down, just sew it like this, down to this point, sew down here, just cover every part. I'll do the same to all pieces, even the front. So I covered up the whole of the upper part, leaving out only like 1 inch here and 1 inch here, which I used to turn it out, though one is enough, one should be enough. So I will just take this to the machine, and what I will do is to take it in like this. Just take it in like this and close it neatly. Just do like a seam on it. On this side, it will be inside. No, nobody will see this part. This part is going to be sewn inside. So I'll do the same on the left side. So what I will do next is to join the two sides using the sewing allowance that I left. I will join the two sides like this, after which I will attach the gather to the dress. So like I said earlier, the color of the fabric you're using will determine the color of the satin. So because this color is sharp enough, I don't want to use this or green, so I decided to use dark to use black to tone it down. So I'm using the black satin to, you know, to sew mine. So remember that the full length of the dress, like I stated earlier, is 18 inches. I'm using 18 inches. I've already used about 8 inches at the upper part, so I'm left with 11 inches here. So this 11 inches, I'm going to divide it into 2. 11 divided by 2 is 5.5, but I'm not going to make it equal. I'll make the Ankara piece to be 6 inches, while the satin will be 5 inches. So but the satin will be unfold like in the dress. Let me show you. So the satin was unfold, so the 5 inches that I'm going to be using, I'm going to double it. So 5 times 2 is 10, plus ½ inch on both sides to attach each side to the Ankara piece, making it 1 inch. So I'm going to be cutting 5.5 times 2, making it 11. I'll be cutting 11 inches of satin here, and then for the Ankara is not going to be unfold because it will be lined. Okay, I don't know if it makes sense to you. Let me explain again. So this is the Ankara piece. Mine, I have in total, my total gather's length is 11 inches. So I'll be dividing it into 2, but not equal. You can choose to make this 5.5 and make this 5.5. So I'm going to cut my Ankara piece to be 6 inches while I cut the satin to be 5 inches. Now, because the satin was folded into 2 like this, if you check, it was not hemmed. If you decide to hem yours, you might not need to double it. You can just only hem it, but this was not hemmed. The beauty of this dress is that you don't hem it. So I'm going to cut double of this satin, then add 1 inch sewing allowance, which will be divided into ½ inch on both sides for attaching this satin to the fabric. And then also these 6 inches that I want to cut here, I will not be cutting 6 on the dot. I'll be cutting 7 inches. Use ½ inch to attach the upper part to the dress, you know, and to attach the lower part to the satin. Does it make sense? So I'm going to be cutting 7 inches of length for the Ankara fabric and 11 inches of length for the satin, because it's going to be on fold. As for how full I want the gathers to be, the body measurement I'm working with is 22 inches. So I'm going to like triple that, getting about 66 inches, so that my gathers will be really full, this full. If you can double it and make it 44 inches, your gathers will still be full. Depending on how light your fabric is, you might need to like double it or use 3 times or 4 times just to achieve fullness. Okay, so now that I've explained that, I'm going to cut out 7 inches of this Ankara fabric by 66 inches, and then this also by 66 inches. Then I will also cut the same lining. I'll quickly show you how to do that. I'll cut all of that and show you what next to do. So this is a satin of 11 inches. So this is the front. So how to sew this is very easy. You place this like this. This is the front, right? And this is the fabric. This is the front of the fabric. So I'm going to place it this way. I'm going to place it this way. And so using the sewing allowance that I left, I will sew it down. Yeah, from one end to the other. Then after that, this other end of the satin, I will attach lining to it. So after attaching the fabric to this edge, I will now turn it over like this to this other side and attach the lining like this. Sew it from one end to the other. I don't know if I'm making sense. Satin all the way down to the 66 inches. And then fabric will be on the other side. So I'll do that and show you in case you did not understand. So note that the lining, the fabric, and the satin are all the same measurement so that everything will match. 66 inches for all three of them. So that way that if I sew all three of them, they will be equal. So this was what I was explaining. This is the fabric here. This is the fabric. And this is the satin. And this is lining. So by the time I fold it this way, but before folding, I'm going to iron open these seams. I'm going to iron this open, iron it all the way down so that it will relax. I'll iron it all the way down, and then by the time you fold it, this is what you're going to achieve. This is what you're going to achieve. It's not relaxed because I haven't ironed it, but yeah, this is what you're hoping to achieve. So I'll iron the seams open, like I said, iron the seams open, and then because I don't want to leave any part of this dress open after ironing it, so I'm going to come to this is the lower part of the dress. I'm going to do this. This is the find the middle of this satin, and then I will sew this like this just to cover it all up. I'm going to sew it this way from here down to this, and when I get to this place, I'll make sure to open up the seam. Remember that you're going to iron these seams open while ironing. So while sewing, open it up. Don't forget that you should leave it open, like even the other parts, leave it open. Then match this seam, okay? Match this seam here to here, and then join it from beginning till the end like this. Then also sew this side. So you just cover every part of this fabric for gathering. Sew everything to the edge. When I get to that edge, what I'm going to do is just leave about this quantity of fabric open, then use it to turn up all of this out, after which I will now close it. That way the fabric will be closed. Every part of this dress will be closed and neat. So I'll do that quickly and show you. So just like I said, I have closed up all sides. Everywhere is closed, and this is what it looks like right now. And only thing I left was just like an inch here that I used to turn it all out. Now I'll take it to the machine and close it up. And what I'll do next is to gather this to the body measurement that I have on the upper part and attach it to the dress. So I have attached the gather. This is what the inside looks like. The lining and the satin. So this is what it looks like. You can choose to use satin as well to do the one. You can choose to cut satin length that will cover this, that will also be used to line it and also fold up to the front without having to like stitch. It's up to you. If you can do that, it's also fine. So just measure it properly and use the satin all through. So but I use lining, and you see how I covered up everywhere, nowhere is open, and it is neat. So I've also attached the zipper. I've attached the zipper to the dress. Now what I want to do next is, what I will do next is to find a way to cover up this part, because there is no zip here and this part has to be in a way that it can be opened and closed while the child is wearing the dress. So I'm going to design it with buttons. I'm going to cover these buttons with Ankara fabric, this Ankara fabric. I'll design it, but I will also be adding pin. What's it called? I'm going to add this here. So you're going to press it and then open it when you want to open it, and then there'll be button here to design it. So I'll quickly do that and show you the finished look of the dress. I have attached the buttons. I wrapped the buttons using the Ankara fabric. I have attached them just to design and finish the dress, and I've also attached this button. So whenever the child wants to wear the dress, you open it up and also press it close. You can also use hook instead of what I used. Anyway, just look for a way to make sure that this place opens and closes whenever they do not permanently close this place. Okay, so I've also attached the zipper and finished up the dress, attached the gather and finished up the dress. So can you see the keyhole, which is the major reason for this tutorial. Can you see the keyhole? Can you see that it's wide enough? It's just perfect for a child of that age. And I hope you learned something from this video. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. If you have watched this video up until now and you're not subscribed, or you haven't liked this video, you are very, very wrong. Please like, share and subscribe, and also drop a comment. If you have any question, please drop it in the comment section and I'll be there to answer you. So the inside of the dress looks so good as well. Can you see how neat it looks? So your aim when making a dress is to finish off the dress looking this neat. Your goal should be to achieve something looking this neat whenever you're making a dress. So thank you for watching up until now, and I will see you all in my next video. Okay, bye.